And today what we're going to do, say hi.
Hi.
You can talk and they can hear you, by the way. Okay, do I look tall now? Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to Greenhorn Barbecue and Beer. If you're new to the channel, my name is Todd. My wife Deborah is behind the camera. So today we're going to make meatloaf, but not just any meatloaf. This meatloaf recipe is called Blacksmiths Meatloaf, and all you gotta do is Google it and find it. But I don't see a lot of people using this recipe, but it's a really good recipe. But today we're going to put our better spin on it, and I'm actually going to smoke it with mesquite on my Traeger on high. Sorry. So my wife says she loves it. My wife and her mother-in-law said this is the best meatloaf they've ever had. And I'm going to raise the camera up a little bit. It makes me look short. So anyway, here we go. This is what we have here. 4 pounds of 80/20 ground sirloin, which is basically hamburger meat. We're using 80/20 because you want the 80/20 so that you got some really good flavor in there. The fat is definitely flavorful. We got 1 cup of spaghetti sauce. Don't have to get so close.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, so any old spaghetti sauce will do. You got 1.5 cups of grated cheese. Shredded grated cheese. You got a tablespoon of black pepper, tablespoon of garlic powder, tablespoon of any kind of seasoned salt. This is Lowry's, which is actually recommended. A tablespoon of crushed red pepper flakes. You can add or subtract the pepper flakes to your liking a little bit more. It makes it hotter. And then a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. The more you add at this point, the hotter it'll get. But trust me, even folks that don't like hot food don't mind that. I don't tell them that it's in it. Then we got 1 full onion, chopped up medium. We got 4 eggs, basically an egg per pound. And these are brown eggs, by the way, free range. Then we're going to have some quick oats. Make sure they are quick oats. Okay, so instead of breadcrumbs, we're going to use quick oats. Trust me, much better, much more healthy for you.
They act as a binder.
And then any old kind of spaghetti. Ketchup. And there we go. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and combine all these ingredients. So let's add the onion. Throw in the egg. Again, pepper. The garlic powder. Lowry's. Crushed red pepper flakes. Cayenne pepper. And grated cheese. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and just mix up a little bit of it just to get started. You don't want to mix up the meat too much. I'm going to throw in the spaghetti sauce. Again, 1 cup. I guess I'm going to have to get... Okay, so my assistant is going to pour in the quick oats. Now, there's not a specific amount of quick oats. We're going to start with about 1 cup. So really what we want to do is eyeball it. Pour it right in here. About 1 cup. And what we're trying to do is get a feel for how well it binds it all together. A little bit more. More. There you go. So don't be shy. Get your hands right in there. Mix it up. I wouldn't use a blender or machine for this. Use your hands. That way you get a feel for how well everything's binding together. How well the ingredients are all getting in there. Okay, it's not quite sticking together. That's good. So again, if you like a lot of onions, you could always add more onions. If you like garlic, you could always add garlic if you want. I chose to leave it out. But trust me, try this recipe
I love it.
as it is, and yeah, you will like it.
The best meatloaf I've ever had. Sorry, Mom.
How well that's sticking together. I'd say it's starting to accept the shape of a loaf. Okay, so now at this point, you can see over here we have our meatloaf pan and our beer. Okay, so we have a meatloaf pan. It has the insert, if you notice here, so make sure you get that kind. This one's been used a lot, as you can tell, so we coated it with non-stick spray. So
Pack it all up real tight.
So there we go. We don't want to pack it too tight. We don't want the meat to be so tight that smoke doesn't get in there. Okay, so it looks like it's holding its shape pretty good. So kind of get it started in a loaf and just drop it in. Okay. So what I like to do, once it's in there, I just kind of put it into a shape. Kind of resembles a loaf here. So again, this is 4 pounds of 80/20 beef, and that's about the max that this size tray can handle. These trays are available at any local grocery store for like $5 or $6. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm making a little ridge. Okay, so what that ridge is for is the ketchup. So we're going to fill up that ridge with ketchup. There we go. And then we're going to use a brush and we're just going to coat it. This is what's going to give it kind of a quasi crust. It's not true crust or bark, but don't worry about being too neat, but this meatloaf tastes really good with ketchup, your choice of gravy, and any other side dish you want. There we go. Okay, at this point I'm going to turn up the Traeger to high, and I'm going to try to get it about as hot as it'll go. I'm hoping it'll get up to 400. I've seen it well above 400 before. I got nice fresh pellets. The pellets have been stored inside my house. They're really dry, so that promotes higher temperatures on this thing. If your pellets are too wet and there's been too much moisture absorbed by them, you're not going to get good high temperatures. So it's slowly creeping up. Boo. Okay, it's hot enough right now, so we're going to go ahead and put the meatloaf in there. There we go. So the Traeger should get up to about 400, 420. These Traegers really are temperamental. The colder it is outside, the more moisture that your pellets have, the harder it is to get up to higher temperatures and consistent temperatures. So these are pretty dry pellets, and it's not too cold here in sunny Southern California. It's like 55, 60 degrees outside right now. We're going for 90 minutes. I'm not even going to look at it for 90 minutes. I'm just going to let it cook. If it's anywhere near 160 degrees internal temperature, then I'll probably take it off. So early on when I first bought this Traeger, I actually cinched down that rain cap so low that I don't think it was breathing right. So I just basically completely uncorked it. So as you can see, the temperature is getting above 400. That's where we want it to be. And Patch is supervising. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half. Got pretty good temperature here. Really love that true tell. Oh yeah. That's perfection. So we're gonna let this rest about 15-20 minutes, and then we're gonna cut into it. Okay, here we go.
Oh, damn.
That's all right.
Give me that.
Look at that.
Look.
Okay, this is where the beauty of a meatloaf comes in. A meatloaf pan comes in.
And then you lick your fingers.
Okay, I've had this sitting out for about 15 minutes to kind of rest. So it's ground beef. Obviously, it doesn't need to rest too much, but definitely I'm going to take advantage of it a little bit. So I had about 425 for about 90 minutes. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. Totally cooked. All right, there you go. So you won't be disappointed. Follow this recipe. It tastes delicious. Trust me. Get some mesquite pellets. They're so good.
Tom Molesky, my meatloaf.
All right. Till next time, be sure to like this video, share it, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Share the recipe. Talk to you later. We're gonna eat.